There are millions of illegal drugs, but I'm going to talk about marijuana. Since the 1930s, marijuana has been illegal in the United States. That being said, it is somehow America's #1 cash crop. But the government takes a very different stance on marijuana. As you can see, false impressions of marijuana are plentiful and improvement is necessary. So I'm going to talk about a few of the false impressions and the ways to improve. First and foremost, the classification of marijuana is completely inaccurate. Schedule 1 classification describes a drug with no medical use and not safe to use under medical supervision. Research has been shown that it aids cancer patients and plenty of other terminally ill patients. Even recreational use hasn't been directed to any links from smoking itself. And when you compare it to alcohol and cigarettes, both of which are legal, it's completely harmless. Imagine this. One day you found out that your mother was very sick. She was suffering an incredible amount of pain. Your doctor told you there was a drug that could stop her pain, but for political reasons, he couldn't prescribe it. That drug would have been marijuana. Another reason for legalization is because prohibition has never been reliably shown to reduce drug use. If prohibition accomplished anything, it created an underground black market, created a new drug ring, and wasted valuable time for law enforcement. There is also the effect that prohibition has on whether or not a person will even try it. When something is illegal, it creates something called the forbidden fruit effect, which prevents people to try it. Another unintended effect of prohibition is that it destroys all possible ways to regulate substance since it's illegal. It's easier for high school students to illegally obtain marijuana from drug dealers than it is for high school students to illegally get their hands on alcohol because alcohol is regulated. Sadly, our current agenda for unlawful users is to put them in jail, not to get them help, and to use programs like DARE to spread lies about it in our schools. Proper education and treatment are much better ways to address this problem. Another focus on marijuana is the process of keeping it illegal. Every year, federal, state, and local governments participate in the war on drugs, spending billions to imprison peaceful people who enjoy smoking marijuana. These people get put in prison, letting tax people pay for their food, housing, health insurance, and court costs. As a nation, we could save billions by letting people smoke marijuana without the fear of arrest. If it were to be completely legal, the government could even tax it and make more money off of it. With all this money saved, perhaps we can even get better drug education courses for our schools. Unfortunately, to this day, it remains a pit for taxpayers' money. Also, you never hear about the positive effects of marijuana can have on a society. Many musicians admit that marijuana helps them get creative with their music and opens their minds to new ideas and concepts. Many cancer patients have used medical marijuana as a way of dealing with nausea after treatment or stimulating their appetite. The point is, people have benefited from marijuana whether it was for medical or recreational purposes. Marijuana is classified as a drug that is dangerous and as addictive as heroin and meth, and even more dangerous than cocaine. Do you believe this? As you can see, there are plenty of reasons why marijuana should be legal, and reasons to why it should be illegal. I mean, sure, if the government really wants to continue putting innocent people in jail, bankrupting ourselves in the process, and making an ineffective attempt to eliminate drug use, then yes, we're doing the right thing. But if, as a nation, we want to move forward and continue to allow ourselves the God-given right of liberty, then the democratic event of marijuana should be our next step. Who are you to tell people that what they can and what they can't put in their bodies?